The evening light at Chase Center flickers against the hardwood floor as speculation swirls through San Francisco like a storm that refuses to settle. For months, the Golden State Warriors have tried to silence whispers of decline, but now those whispers have become a roar. According to league insiders, the Warriors' front office is exploring what could become one of the most seismic trades in modern NBA history, a move to acquire Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. The rumor first surfaced quietly, mentioned by analysts like Matt Moore, who suggested that the Warriors might be willing to part ways with defensive icon Draymond Green to bring in the two-time MVP. It was an idea that seemed almost too bold to be true, but in today's NBA, where power can shift overnight, no scenario feels impossible. Behind closed doors, Golden State's executives are said to be debating a fundamental question: how long can the dynasty endure? With Stephen Curry still dazzling at 37, and Jimmy Butler newly added to reinforce the core, the Warriors are balancing on a fragile edge between nostalgia and ambition. Their off-season had been largely quiet except for the veteran's signing of Al Horford, a move that signaled both experience and age. This roster, already one of the oldest in the league, carries the weight of legacy and expectation. But as one team official reportedly put it, "We either evolve, or we fade." The conversation about evolution now centers on Giannis, a player whose ferocity and athleticism could inject new life into the Bay Area franchise. The rumor gained traction after several sources hinted that Milwaukee, frustrated by repeated playoff disappointments, might be open to listening to blockbuster offers. The Bucks have struggled to build consistent momentum despite Giannis's individual dominance. Their championship in 2021 feels like a distant memory, and the surrounding roster no longer mirrors the strength it once had. The proposed deal would send Draymond Green, young talents Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, sharpshooter Buddy Hield, and 2 future first-round picks to the Bucks. In return, the Warriors would land Antetokounmpo and his $175 million contract, a figure that speaks to both his market value and his superstardom. Analysts were quick to debate the implications. For Golden State, such a move could extend their championship window far beyond Curry's twilight years. For Milwaukee, it would mark the end of an era but also offer a path toward renewal with youthful assets and flexibility. This would be a redefinition of the league's power structure. One ESPN insider remarked, "Giannis alongside Curry changes everything about spacing, tempo, and defense. It's not just another super team, it's a strategic reinvention." In the locker room, reactions are said to be mixed. Draymond Green, whose intensity has defined the Warriors' defense for over a decade, has often been the emotional engine of their dynasty. Trading him would mean dismantling part of the team's soul. Yet even he has publicly acknowledged that this league is about change, a cryptic statement that many fans interpreted as awareness of the rumors. Stephen Curry, meanwhile, has reportedly maintained his calm demeanor, focusing on preseason preparation and avoiding any comment that could add fuel to speculation. Still, observers note that Curry and Giannis share mutual respect, having praised each other in interviews for years. Their potential pairing feels like destiny to some, a perfect blend of shooting brilliance and physical dominance. Economically, the move would also shake up the NBA's salary hierarchy. The Warriors already sit deep within the luxury tax, but owner Joe Lacob has never shied away from spending in pursuit of excellence. Bringing Giannis to the Bay would push the payroll into unprecedented territory, but the global market impact could offset the cost. Jersey sales, international broadcasts, and renewed ticket demand could turn the Warriors once again into the league's most valuable brand. Marketing experts predict that a Curry-Giannis Butler trio could rival the fame once held by LeBron's Miami Heat or the Durant-era Warriors. From a basketball perspective, analysts have begun to imagine the possibilities. The addition of stretch bigs like Al Horford and Quinton Post means that spacing would no longer be an issue. Giannis could operate freely in the paint while Curry devastates opponents from the arc. Butler's defensive grit and mid-range control would complete the triangle of skills, forming what some describe as a modern hybrid of power and precision. Even opposing coaches are reportedly bracing for what such a combination might mean. If that trade happens, one Western Conference scout admitted, We'll all need new defensive playbooks. For now, though, nothing is official. Both teams are said to be patient, waiting until mid-season to assess their trajectories. Golden State wants to see if its current roster can still compete with powerhouses like Denver and Dallas. Milwaukee, meanwhile, hopes that small adjustments might keep Giannis satisfied enough to stay. Yet whispers persist that the Greek freak has grown restless, yearning for a new challenge and a deeper chance at multiple championships before his prime fades. "You can't waste years in this league," an anonymous league executive said. "Giannis wants legacy, not just loyalty." As fans flood social media, the debate has become global. On X, formerly known as Twitter, hashtags like #GiannisToGSW and #Big3 Bay Area have trended for days. Some fans celebrate the idea as a rebirth of Warriors' dominance. Others condemn it as another example of superstar consolidation ruining parity. Memes, jersey edits, and mock highlight reels already circulate online, showing Giannis in Warriors blue and gold, dunking off Curry assists. The visual alone excites millions. Meanwhile, sports talk shows dissect every angle. Analysts on The Jump, Undisputed, and First Take argue whether Golden State would be giving up too much. Shannon Sharpe calls it a necessary evil if you want another banner. Kendrick Perkins claims Giannis and Curry together would be the scariest pick and roll in NBA history. Even Stephen A. Smith, known for his dramatic takes, concedes, "I don't know how you stop that combination, unless you pray." As the preseason progresses, tension builds. Draymond Green returns from a minor ankle injury to a chorus of cheers and uncertainty. He plays as fiercely as ever, perhaps aware that every game could be his last in a Warriors uniform. Reporters note his post-game tone, measured, introspective, even philosophical. "I've seen dynasties start and end," he tells one interviewer. "What matters is the fight in between." Those words echo through sports radio the next morning, dissected as both farewell and defiance. Giannis, meanwhile, continues to dominate for Milwaukee, averaging near triple-double numbers in exhibition play. Yet insiders notice subtle changes: longer stares toward teammates after missed rotations, quieter press conferences, shorter smiles. His contract might bind him to the Bucks, but his heart seems to be scanning the horizon. The rumor of Golden State, of California sunsets and championship parades, hovers like an unspoken dream. The NBA, of course, thrives on narrative, and this one has all the ingredients: star power, loyalty, ambition, and the cruel mathematics of time. The Warriors dynasty that began in 2015 revolutionized basketball with its three-point revolution, unselfish passing, and unrelenting pace. Now, a decade later, it faces the inevitable question of mortality. Can greatness be rebuilt from its own ashes? Can legends evolve without erasing their past? These questions haunt every conversation around this potential trade. By late October, sources describe active but cautious dialogue between Golden State and Milwaukee representatives. No formal offers have been filed with the league, but multiple front offices confirm that preliminary frameworks exist. The Bucks, privately, are said to demand at least 2 young stars and unprotected draft picks. The Warriors counter that Giannis's contract length makes such a price unsustainable. Still, both sides continue to talk. The NBA's trade deadline is months away, but momentum builds in whispers and phone calls that never make headlines. Outside the arenas, fans debate legacy. Would acquiring Giannis tarnish Curry's reputation as a homegrown champion, or would it prove his enduring hunger for greatness? Would the Bucks' ownership ever risk trading away the most beloved player in franchise history? Sometimes, says one veteran reporter, the biggest deals start as impossible conversati.